Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Car Question. Oh, it's so early in the morning and we're right here in Cape Spear, Newfoundland. You're gonna say, Matt, what are you doing there? Well, we're gonna try the new Ford Ecosport. I say new, but here in Canada, it's the first time that we got it. I know around in the world, you got it for a long time. By the way, this is a segment where you've got probably the most choice ever. A lot of vehicles out there. So we're gonna try to help you make your choice when it's gonna come to the Ford Ecosport. Otherwise, we were supposed to be here to see the first sunrise in Canada, but the mist is there. And I hope it's gonna clear today. So instead of waiting for the sun to rise, let's go roll. Let's look at the Ford Ecosport. This is a baby Ford Escape. When you look at it, it's looking really similar. And the thing which is kind of funny is that Ford can do big SUV, you know, like the Expedition, and now we have this one. Remember, this one is built in India, so this is the kind of country where they like a very small vehicle. Still, at the front, you can find the Ford DNA right there in the grille. Depending on the option package that you're gonna choose, you've got some LED lighting in front and a little addition of black right there in the headlights. On the side, typical compact sport utility vehicle style. And when you check at the back, well, the door, the opening, is kind of really unique for the Ford Ecosport. Ford is telling us that it's original, but it's also utile. But back in the old days, everybody moved back and went to traditional trunk opening. Still, it gives really a unique styling to the Ford Ecosport. When you look at the interior, you've got some plastic everywhere though inside, but depending on the version that you're going to choose, you will have some connectivity to USB fast charger port. You will have also the amazing Sync 3 system, the big screen, and it's really easy to use. You've got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, which make it even more connected. Wi-Fi is also available if you want to plug up to 10 devices inside that vehicle. And once again, depending on the version that you're going to choose, this one, the SES that we have right now, you've got the sporty seat and they're kind of small. On the driver's side, it's going to be electric adjustment, but on the passenger side, you're going to have to use your hand. And let's talk about the sound system. B&O Harman Kardon, it's more than 600 watts of power and you've got 10 speakers inside. So if you love the music, well, raise the volume. Also, when you look at every command inside, everything is accessible within reach, and you've got a great driving position with a great view outside. When you get to the rear passenger space, well, it's not too bad, but with my driving position, I wouldn't want to spend a lot of time there. Anyway, the passenger in the back are going to be sitting a little bit higher, and it's not going to be for a long trip though, but they're still going to be able to enjoy the view. When you get to the trunk, you've got a compartment that you can adjust within 3 positions. So if you want to hide something, you're going to be able to do it. And I'm still not sure about that opening, but I want you guys to comment on that right there in the comment section. Let's talk about the mechanical components. You've got two choices of engine, a 1.0 liter, 123 horsepower, 125 pound-feet of torque, and you're going to be able to tow 1,400 pounds with that little vehicle. If you go for the 2.0 liter engine, 167 horsepower, 149 pound-feet of torque, and you're going to be able to tow 2,000 pounds with that one. Both are mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. There's no CVT in that little vehicle, and you can choose also all-wheel drive, but only with the 2.0 engine. Let's talk about road handling of that new Ford Ecosport. I know 1.0 liter turbo. I read your comment on my Facebook page. You were like, oh, it's going to be so slow. Well, it's going to be impressive because this little vehicle is kind of small and you've got decent power with that turbo engine. But remember, it's a city truck in some kind of way. It's not really meant for acceleration, and if you're going to get on the highway, be sure to plan it in advance though. But my choice would be the 2.0 liter. It's much more powerful and the transmission work well with both engines. It's going to be reactive because with the 1.0 liter turbo, it cannot afford to be slow. Fuel consumption is not too bad. We manage around 9 and 10 here in Newfoundland, but remember the terrain is just going up and down and there was a lot of acceleration where we need to get up the hill, so it might have influenced that. You can use regular fuel in that one. Let's talk about braking. Decent power. When you look at the size of those brakes, they are adequate for the size of the vehicle. Direction is light. Remember, it's a city truck, so if you're going to do a lot of parking maneuver, really easy to turn. Let's talk about the suspension because this is probably one of the neat features of that little EcoSport. It's the perfect mix between comfort and a great road handling. Depending on the version that you're going to choose, you're going to see a big impact. And by the way, this one, the SES version that we have, you can feel more the bumps, you can feel more the potholes at the limit where you can say, oh, it's comfortable. But still, it's going to give you a great road handling. When you go with the S version, it's really smooth. The tires are smaller also. General comfort is not too bad. When you go with the SES version though, it's a little bit firmer, even for the seat. And you've got a lot of storage inside, everything is at reach. That's a great point for the EcoSport. And how about that Sync 3 system? This is probably one of my favorite out there. Let's talk about the all-wheel drive. It's available on the EcoSport. We couldn't test it here in Newfoundland though, but if it's like the Ford Escape, you're going to be pretty amazed on how well it works in those snowy situations. Also, I would be careful in some rough terrain. When you look at the suspension in the rear, you're going to see that you might have enough ground clearance, but be careful not to hit anything on those suspension parts. So let's talk about price. Here in Canada, the base version of the EcoSport The S model will start just a little bit over $22,000. If you want to go for the fully equipped version, it's going to be $29,000 that you're going to have to spend. And remember, guys, this is a subcompact sport utility vehicle class. As soon as you add some options, sometimes the price goes up really quickly. And otherwise, if you want to personalize your car, you can easily do it. Do not forget the convenience package and also the winter package, which is a must for the country that we are living in, Quebec. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that quick review of the Ford Ecosport right here in Newfoundland. Feel free to comment in the section down there below. What do you think about the 1.2 liter turbo engine? And how about that trunk, which opened right there on the side? They used to have that on the RAV4 and the old Suzuki Vitara. That's a long time ago. Anyway, comments down here, do a thumbs up and subscribe to Car Question. Take care, guys.